Alright guys, so we have part 2 of Elodin versus HT. I believe the current score is 1-1, and this is for Grand Slam. Again, it's a best of 5. And HT is using hyper offense, so why did I say it like that? Like those. He's using HO, maybe dual screens, or just spike stacking offense. Really annoying because Elodin seems to be using a pretty offensive team himself. Of course, the build doesn't have to be offensive, it just seems like it's an offensive build based on face value. But we do see foul play from Yveltal, and we see leftovers, so we know it's a defensive variant. It could be a defogging variant considering he does have Ho-Oh on the team. Double defog isn't unlikely. I think Xerneas, if it's not Geomancy, is definitely Scarf with defog, and then the Arceus itself might be defogged too. Now, this is such a great situation because you easily get to go out to Xerneas right here and just Geomancy up. And by going Xerneas and Geomancying up, you get to weaken the Necrozma does main, and the Groudon for a potential E-Killer sweep. Specifically, forcing out Yveltal is huge because when it comes back in on rocks, it will be in range of a +2 Arceus. Well, depending on if it's Z Arceus or not, but we might see a Geomancy here, we might just see a raw Moonblast with rocks and Spike Up. Groudon, if it's not max special defense, it does die to +2 Grass Knot as well. So that's something to keep in mind here. Obviously, if it is especially defensive, Ultra Necrozma does main, it could be that. Oh, we do see defog immediately. It's pretty big because that pretty much got rid of all the kills that Xerneas could get. It needed hazards up to do that. The fact that Yveltal was faster than Xerneas is interesting too. So defensive, or not even defensive, just foul play leftovers, but speed. So really cool prep on Elodin's part right here. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Obviously taunting Yveltal would have done that, but I think in that situation I would have went for hazards too. As far as the way HT wins now, it's definitely changed up. An offensive Groudon's always a problem though, especially because it looks to be really speedy Yveltal. However, this Xerneas probably has a lot of bulk, and I believe Moonblast and the Focus Blast or Thunder will KO everything on the team. Unless it's max speed def on Necrozma Dust main, because if it is offensive Necrozma Dust main, it is going to be 2 KO by Moonblast, easily. However, if it is offensive, you sack something, go out to that, and then you Z-move Xerneas and that knocks it out itself. I don't think Yveltal is a sack as it has foul play for both Necrozma and Rayquaza. It could also be foul play, defog, Roost, Sucker Punch as well. So that would be nice. It also checks Groudon, so I don't think you sack Yveltal here. As far as what's useless, if it's Scarf Xerneas, you don't sack that either because it can... Actually, no. I think you sack Xerneas here. Groudon's still good for soft checking these two. Xerneas, if it's Scarf... It checks Rayquaza. I mean, if you're Spadef on Necrozma, I still don't think you go hard into it. Because, especially because he defogged immediately. Yeah, you don't go hard into it. Because you risk a crit as well. Because one Moonblast crit means you're in range of Focus Blast or Thunder. Obviously those have to hit. But still. Sorry about that, just shifting on my chair. It's really tough to see what Elodin sacks. I feel like he's going to sack Xerneas. Or maybe he'll go Groudon because Ho still checks this Mon too. And can check an offensive Arceus that's not running Stone Edge. But it could also very well be Arceus Ground in this build, which it doesn't have to be killer. Again, it could be Stone Edge, Earthquake, Arceus Ground because it's another check to Groudon, which the team kind of lacks in. I'm actually leaning towards Arceus Ground over E-Killer, actually. I said actually like 3 times, but whatever. Alright, sacks Yveltal. I'm not going to question it because I'm sure he has a game plan and we'll see as we do it. But I don't... That was a hard turn anyway, honestly. Because you need like all 6 members of your team. Support Arceus stops Rayquaza. Yveltal stops this. If he's confident that he can win without Yveltal, then maybe he's going for game with Necrozma Dust main. Or a Scarf Xerneas Moonblast sweep at the end. And checking things with defensive Ho-Oh. Because Ho-Oh does level +2 Thunder. By the way, there's another game going on here. Unfortunately, oh my god. Never mind, this game's a wrap. That boy got a smash. I think Schneider takes it. SJ Schneider? Schneider? Is that how you say it? Anyway, Necrozma comes out. If it's offensive, it still can take a +2 Focus Blast. Yeah, easily. However, I don't think this is gonna kill. Wow. What? That's ridiculous. So that's offensive Necrozma for sure. Or just max HP. I'm super surprised I killed. Because Xerneas typically runs enough bulk to live a neutral one. Let me see. I'll put the damage cap real quick and just put in standard Xerneas. I guess they're starting to run less. Looks like it. Necrozma. That's a roll if it's like this set, but this is the set they run now? I always ran defense. I ran like 112 defense. Yeah, something like that, because that would let me take that. Okay, I mean that could have been a roll if he was obviously offensive, which it looks like he is. He gets it though. They don't usually run adamant, and it is Arceus ground, like I said. This thing is a giant threat. With Veltal being gone, Stone Edge obviously killing Ho-Oh. Also the fact that if it's SD recover, it will tank a hit from Xerneas. And again, Xerneas looks like it will be Scarf on this build, so this thing is a giant threat. A support Arceus with Defog and Toxic can deal with it. We may see an Ultra Burst from this Necrozma, but I'm kind of hesitant to think that it's that because of the Focus Blast. I believe it's just max HP. No, it's 0 HP. Okay, so we could see an Ultra Burst. Goes around to Xerneas and gets crit. I guess he's saving the Necrozma as a sack for potentially his own Necrozma. That crit's big. It ensures that Xerneas will go down to the next one, since normal damage is around 40-something%. It's based on the crit, 1.5 times, quick maths, whatever. So if it isn't, it is Scarf Xerneas, like I said. Yeah, so that ensures that it goes down to the next one. And again, this thing is just a giant threat. However, an offensive Arceus can be nasty too. Especially an offensive Arceus ground from Elodin side too. I want to see if that's Earth Plate. They're running more bulk than this. Get this out of here. Arceus ground. OU Swords Dance. It's not Earth Plate. Earth Plate would have done close to 50%. Yeah, because on a crit it can't do that little. Yep. What the hell? I Z'd it. Sorry. On a crit it can't do that little. So yeah, that's not Earth Plate. That's Z. Are you about to Ultra Burst? That's got to be the case, right? So he is Ultra Necrozma, most likely. If you go out to Necrozma, you have to be Ultra Necrozma. This is a bluff, though. Is this a bluff? Because Sunsteel Strike isn't the most used on Ultra, but it's not bad if it's on a physical set, like Swords Dance, Earthquake, Sunsteel Strike, Outrage, sets like that. Decent coverage. You might see Stone Edge apparently, occasionally, too, for Ho-Oh, Veltal. It is Ultra. That's not killing. Yeah. So, gets another KO there with Earthquake and gets rid of Ultra Necrozma. So as far as speed tier wise go, Rayquaza is looking pretty good. Arceus flying. Oof. This is typically Calm Mind Refresh. So if it's Swords Dance Ultra Necrozma, that can win. Swords Dance Ultra Necrozma can win right here. If it's Swords Dance Outrage. Well, literally any Swords Dance set. I want to see how this is going real quick. Did he lose to it? Yeah, he lost to... No, he didn't. Wow, he managed to take it. Impressed. Super impressed. Always, Poaches is one of my favorite players. Like, I think he's easily the favorite to win. So you go out to Ultra Necrozma here. Or Necrozma, rather. And you go for SD. Again, if it is Ultra Necrozma, it can win right now. USD and regular. Actually, no. I think you Ultra Burst and SD because you want to be able to use your Z on Ho-Oh immediately. While, obviously, you miss out on the resistance from Arceus Flying's Judgment. You definitely Ultra Burst and SD because you need your Z move for the nuke on Ho-Oh, unless you're Stone Edge. That's literally the only time you don't. However, I don't think it's Ultra because it's Z Arceus, unless it's no attack Arceus. Unless he's using double Z, which is something that's happened. So it's probably Weakness Posse. Looks like it'll be Weakness Posse. But you still SD here no matter what. Especially because it's Rock Sprout on this build. The reason I'm confident it's Rock's Groudon is because if it was Rock's Ultra Necrozma, it wouldn't have Sunsteel Strike. Rock's Ultra Necrozma typically runs like Dragon Pulse, Photon Geyser, Heat Wave to basically weaken every other rocker and Zygarde and whatnot, allowing it to effectively keep up rocks too and stop opposing rocks. So this is probably weakness policy. Ho doesn't kill it. We do see a double out to Rayquaza. Beautiful double. Anticipating Ho to want to come out. If it's max defense Ho, this doesn't matter. I'm sorry, I'm just going back and forth to see how it happens here. Oof. He ended up winning. Unless it's a Scarf. Sucker Punch. We haven't seen any other attack from it. Elodin's close to timing out too. 15 seconds. Very good play by HT. Saving his Mon. Goes Groudon. Which still opens up the door for the Mon as he goes for a Dragon Ascent. And that does 39%. So that's Dragon Dance Z most likely. That did nothing. I think it takes a Z move after too. Holy crap, that did nothing. But if it's Stone Edge. Okay, SD's up. Is it Sash? Goes for Overheat, which it does eat. The Spadef drop doesn't matter because Sun isn't technically up because of how Rayquaza is. So you literally could Dragon Ascent here and pick up the KO. Beautiful play on HT's part. Getting rid of Groudon, effectively making Necrozma even bigger of a threat. And you go for Extreme Speed here versus Arceus Flying. Okay, so yes, he won their game, and Schneider picked RU or NU next. I wasn't paying too much attention. I think you E-Speed here. If you're Stone Edge or Rock Tomb on Groudon, you also have it because he can't like double on it. And like Extreme Speed into Rock Tomb into Fire Punch does a ton. However, Ho-Oh, where there's a Ho-Oh, there's a way. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Jambad do Pokemon Showdown Lives. Probably been a while because he only uploaded one video in the past month. But on Sundays, which is when I'm recording this, I'm not going to get it up Sunday, I'll probably get it up Monday. He knows where there's a Ho, there's a way. So smart man goes out into Necrozma right here. On the Judgment. If it's SD Morning Sun, it can also win, but I'm thinking it's more so, like I said, weakness policy. It's not Ultra, as I mentioned, because in order to be Ultra, you have to have a Z move, and that means that Arceus can't have a Z move, but unless it was really defensive Scarf Xerneas, crit would not have done 66%. So you see Ho come out. Photon Geyser. Crits. Oh, so that wasn't even defensive Ho. That was not even defensive Ho. My god. So we're going to see some Combines versus SD action here. Rock Polish. I don't think Rock Polish was the play first. I think you SD. Uh-oh, yeah. Well, Arceus Flying might just win. Because it is weakness policy. Rock Polish, 3 attacks. That crit actually hurt him. Yeah, Arceus Flying wins. Unless crits, because it just recover stalls. Holy crap, man. So again, positive this is weakness policy. Sunsteel Strike looks like a move that should cut your defenses in half. Or like be able to cut your defenses. For sure. So he recover stalls and then Combines up and can win. Once he's at 100, he can Combine up. Same damage. But does he have enough to recover? Because Judgment won't kill. Judgment does 33, so he needs +2 to kill Necrozma. And because Arceus is on the defensive, if there's ever a crit, it can do it. I can't believe crit blew away Ho. Is that Bandit Ho? My god. Okay, so again, Elodin literally needs to not be crit, because if he is, he'll die. Just based on these rolls, Min 1 is doing 40 on every single attack, and he's doing average 42. So, 45. Had he gotten the crit, it was over. So basically, this will KO, this will ensure the KO on Necrozma. So HT literally needs to crit. 47. And Arceus Flying needs to get healthier, because it wants to be able to live in extreme speed from Rayquaza after. It will be able to outspeed it and knock it out. Skip to end. 7 recovers left. Offensive Groudon probably dies at +2 to Arceus flying. That crit was really big. And the fact that he's weakness policy, not SD. So it's probably Earthquake as his last move. Look at Arceus flying, just bringing it back. Again, this is assuming that +2 does that much to Necrozma Duskmane. Uber Combine. I'm pretty sure +2 just kills. Yeah, 47. That's not even max special attack investment. I'm pretty sure it's also max. Is it no HP? What the hell? It's no HP. Either that or it's adamant. Okay, so it's just adamant. It's adamant Necrozma. Okay, 3 recovers left. He Earthquake because he only had 2 attacks, and that's game. Yep. 2 recovers. If somehow Groudon manages to live a +3 flying plate boosted, maybe. Oof. This game looked like it was in HT's favor. It really did. But Elodin ends up coming through. So Elodin is now 2-1. Oh man, some of my friends playing me. So Elodin's now 2-1. If I'm not mistaken. They played Little Cup, they played Ubers, and they played... What was the other tier they played? RU? Yeah, NU. So the only 2 tiers they have left are UU, which is HT's main, and RU. So Elodin can basically win in the next one, or HT can bring it back. Now, I'm going to click on this Poges video, but I know for a fact he's using Stall. So I'm just going to click on it. We're actually going to click on Blunder real quick. Is he still playing? What happened to Blunder? There's no way that boy I put down a Smog Tour? Or did they quit Smog Tour? Let me check on the forums real quick. Smogon Tour. Let me see, exclamation, Blunder. He played Avon for this round. So did Avon win? Hey, Avon? No? 7 RU. Like, by the way, this is a Poges game right now. I'm not trying to watch this. That's my potential next opponent. One of those 2. I really don't want to get stalled. Not because I can't beat stall, but because it's not fun to play. Always. It depends. It's fun when you have a team that can break through it. Let me see if Blunder has a game. Oh, he did. Let's see if he won. Look at this replay while we wait for the next game. Okay. Threatening team. Mawa comes in. Did you raw high jump kick? Blunder, be a man. Fake. Heat rank comes out. Maybe knockoff. Very nice. Leftovers gone. Metachamp double. Landers come out. Okay. Fake out. Ice punch. Torn. Smart strike. Leftovers torn. What? Pursuit on the Thunderous. Incredible. Doubles with that. Oof. That boy had Papa Berry though. Oh, please don't talk in here. Rock Tomb. What is he fighting? I'm going to crit him. Sub-Zero Slammer, Weavile, Knockoff, Fake Out. He's not trying to... Oh my god, another crit. That did 0. That boy's gone. Smart Strike puts him in range. Zygarde eats that. And glares. Okay, this is still not over. Because Mawile is out of range and Tangrowth is in range. So he 1,000 arrows. I'm pretty sure Blunder still loses. I'm pretty sure Blunder loses right here. This easily does 51%. Alright, so Blunder ended up losing that. Damn. Alright, so here we have the UU game. Cool. HT's using a team that he actually used versus me in the UU Open, where I used Groudon versus him. As far as Elodin Stallbreaker goes, Nasty Plot Ape is probably his best bet, but with Aerodactyl it's going to be a little bit hard. Maybe if it's Taunt Needleking? I kind of don't want to look at the backs of these Pokemon. They're kind of thick, so I'm going to look at these backs. These look like some well-maintained. To be honest, no. It's pretty nasty. Reuniclus lead versus Infernape. That's actually a great lead versus Elodin's team, because Reuniclus can go in. If it's Bandit, U-turn will do a good chunk. Looks like it should be Scarf on this build, but I think Scarfape is really bad. I really do. Obviously, Elodin expected Chestnut lead, which matched up well versus Aggron and Rotom. So Defog Rotom, maybe Z on the Hydreigon or Scarf Hydreigon plus Z Rotom. We do see U-turn. That looks like Scarf damage. Actually, nope, that does not. Infernape. That's look Choice Band. No, that's not Choice Band. Okay, that's Scarf damage. Damn. Well, looks like Scarfape. Either Scarf or Belt. Could be Z. Savage Spin out. I've actually. Just a higher roll. So you turn here into Aggron. I think Aggron is safer than going out into. Oh, Rotom. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's good too. Because again, I thought Aggron was safer than going out into Hydreigon because of the risk of a Focus Blast there. Looks like it's Z on the Rotom as well. I didn't remember that. But Rotom's out. It kind of gets the Volt Switch for free versus him. So maybe that's going to be Elodin's way of winning this game. Unfortunately, he doesn't have Spikes. Spikes would be huge. Maybe T-Spikes on Nidoking? Could have it. That'd help him break through. Again, just keep in mind, if Elodin wins this game, he's on to the next round of the Smogon Grand Slam Playoffs. And if HT wins, there's one more game, which will be RU. I think that both are pretty favored in this matchup too, because it's just a tier they're both pretty familiar with. So we see a Volt Switch. Doesn't care about Bloom Doom and expects him not to Leaf Stone. Nice. I wonder if he double Focus Blast to be a man. I feel like HT might make that play, to be honest. Sometimes he makes some wild plays, but they're nice. They're nice to see. Nope, just a recover. Relatively safe. If this is Taunt Hydreigon, it's actually a pretty big problem. Like Taunt Z. Blissey's obviously going to be his switching. And we see U-turn. So no, that is Scarf Hydreigon. And maybe not Scarfape. Or Specs Hydreigon with U-turn. Ape comes out. Blissey doesn't have Protect. Usually. It could be Wish support, but usually runs Wish Soft Boiled, Toxic, Stealth. No, not that. I'm stupid. It runs Wish, Soft Boiled, Stealth Rock, Silent Toss, or Toxic over Wish. Like, he doesn't necessarily need Wish support, but Wish support's obviously nice for Chestnut and Reuniclus not having to come in. Again, I'm assuming Scarf Crook, or if it's Rocks Crook, I really don't remember from when we played. Goes out to Chestnut on the U-turn. Gets the eject button, so that actually gives him the initiative, so that's really nice. Stops Ape from U-turning out, and that gives him Aerodactyl. So that's a beautiful turn, because if Aerodactyl does have Earthquake, the Aggron is not Mega Evolved. So that'll do a ton. Honestly, this is a tough switch-in for Elodin here. You really have to figure out what you value as for winning. Like, if it's me, I value Ape, so I don't sack Ape. And Diancie might be Rocks, but Diancie could also be Heal Bell, Toxic, Moonblast, Power Gem with Rocks Aggron. If Nidoking's not T-Spike, no, you can't sack Nidoking either, because Nidoking's Taunt or T-Spike is worth it. It is Scarfape. Okay, so Scarfape plus potentially... I mean, it's still in the same situation. He just got 13% off. Hydreigon, as he goes for Stone Edge. First off, Aerodactyl's out of... Yo, I think we might see an Earthquake from my boy Big Billy 23. If Elodin predicts that and goes for the Z Draco, because it's either Specs or Z Draco. I don't think it's Scarf. And Scarf, Draco doesn't knock out Aerodactyl anyway. Like double Scarf? You want wall breaking potential, so probably Specs Hydreigon. Stone Edge was a good call. It leads me to believe that he might not actually have Earthquake. Maybe he's Aqua Tail? I feel like Aqua Tail is an option. Like Aqua Tail and Ice Fang were better when Gliscor was around. I'm really just chilling on my chair, leaning all the way back and casually narrating this. Yeah, you know my boy HT really wants to click Earthquake here if he has it. Oof, you know it. But Aquatail's great for Hippo though, to be fair. But if Hippo plus Empoleon, like, I want Earthquake too. So we might see Elodin stay in here and click Z again if he has it. Switches out into Blissey. Doubles out to Diancie. Okay, cool. So assuming Blissey has rocks, he'll be able to get up rocks here, which will obviously pressure the Hydreigon. I don't think Diancie actually has rocks though. Is it? It is rocks. Okay, so the Aggron is Curse maybe? Uh-oh. That's a problem. Well, not really, because Curse runs Curse Rest Talk. So Mag honestly just destroys that. And you know what's interesting? Because Mag was actually not a bad switch in that turn, considering it could take everything. So I'm surprised Elodin went out to Aggron here. Rest Talk Aggron could be something that could win, but again, Mag is going to be able to trap it. And honestly, I think Blissey just clicks Seismitoss here again, too. Because if I'm Elodin, I double out into Nidoking, or I go for Earthquake. Either way, Blissey's not really endangered by anything here. You just click S-Toss. Yeah, you honestly just click S-Toss. Aggron might rest, and if it does, then Mag beats it. So I think Elodin's forced to pull a double. Chestnut's a safe play though. We see if he megas. He does mega. Heavy slams. Like again, I'm pretty positive this is Curse Aggron. So by getting up spikes, you actually really pressure. You really pressure Elodin's team. Like you force him to defog, which is bad for Elodin as well because you want Stealth Rock pressure on Blissey, Stealth Rock pressure on Aerodactyl. Just just chipping away at them. So Chestnut might just go for a spike. Synthesis is also fine, but I don't think Chestnut... There's not very many Pokemon Chestnut switches into on this team, right? It's literally just this Aggron. So we do see a Curse come out. I think it's fair to still spike. 9 Tom 4 times resist, and it's going to blow this thing away. Yeah. That's a crit, by the way. Crit +1. So you just go for Synthesis again as you're able to get your spike. He might go out into Rotom now to defog. Mag still eats this. Or he just goes for Roar. Okay, Roar's fine too. He roars him out into probably the worst Pokemon he could roar him out into, honestly. Rotom is easily, like there was a lot of bad roars here, honestly. Everything was bad, but Rotom gets the defog off. And it also forces Elodin HT out if he fears Bloom. Bloom should do 40. But if not, yep, there's Bloom. Gigavolt Havoc, okay. That'll knock out Chestnut. Chestnut was a good switch-in as a pivot to Aggron, but I guess this is cool because that means that Aerodactyl can come out and click Pursuit, bluffing the Stone Edge. Like, this is a situation where I click Pursuit, for sure. Because I think it puts Rotom in range of Rocks. That was like the worst roar you can get in, but I mean he didn't get much out of it because he didn't get much out of it because he didn't go for defog. Yep, Pursuit KOs / puts it in range of Rocks. No, it guaranteed KOs. 23, double that, 46, he's at 45. So I think you go Arrow here. And if Arrow has Pursuit, you go for it. Tricky turn though, because again, Calm Mind, Reuniclus can easily win this. Yeah. But if Elodin acknowledges the fact that if Aerodactyl pursues me, I don't get a defog, he might stay in and he might lose Aerodactyl and he'll lose so much momentum. Not only does he lose his spikes and hazards, but Arrow is a threat for Hydreigon, a threat for Nidoking. It threatens it threatens all of them, honestly, with just super effective coverage. So let's see if HT will pursue here. I want to see how that the NU game's going. Or whatever game that is. Pogus. Beautiful. Oh, he got rid of the Audino. Okay, nice turn 83. We'll keep that over there on the side. He does not pursue. Goes for edge, so he loses. If he had pursuit, then he lost that turn. Mag can come out and literally Thunderbolt spam or Volt Switch if Aggron goes for Heavy Slam over anything else. However, Elodin can double. Yeah, like I said, if he had pursuit there, oof, that would have been fire because these spikes are staying up and Spikes plus Reuniclus is GG. I mean, it just doesn't really need spike support to win too. It already has the damage it needs on Hydreigon to knock it out. There's Crook. Crook is a good pivot because it dealt with a potential double out into Rotom. That's a good play. I like that play a lot. Like, that's a good mid-ground. Obviously, again, Mag can still trap this. Goes out to a Dragon. I think double knocking was the play there, though, because he was -1. Again, Mag could trap that, which is why I think that, again, double knocking would have worked. Especially because if this Hydreigon goes for U-turn, or it doesn't even have to, you can Dark Pulse on Blissey and then go hard out into Rotom. It's probably Specs, too, with U-turn, because I don't think he'd be double Scarf. Yeah, it's a Volt Turn team, obviously, so it's hard hitters like Specs Hydreigon, which also can Volt Turn itself. Ooh, Elodin is really working himself into a winning position. Blissey. U-turn out. Get in Rotom, you defog. Or you get an Ape in close combat. Rotom and defog. Okay, that works. You just Seismic Toss here. Rocks being gone for you are great, but like this is what I was talking about. Like in an earlier situation, keeping up spikes, oof, nasty. But once again, Calm Mind Reuniclus can for sure do it. That play I would have made differently, like the turn that Mon rested. I think I would have just clicked knockoff because knockoff knockoff might have ensured a GG. Because if he stayed in, then you always have the option of going Magneton next turn, next turn. But if he goes into Hydreigon, knockoff either KOs or 2-hit KOs. Yep, so we see the Seismic Toss. Rotom is gone, which means when he gets up rocks, they'll be there to stay. However, obviously the Infernape can come out. You're forced into Reuniclus on even a close combat or U-turn. Diancie can come back in and get up rocks itself. I mean, HT, like eventually HT's gonna have to be a call, otherwise he's just gonna safely lose. I feel like a few plays he could have made a little bit more aggressively. I understand, especially when he's in position. And when he's also playing towards, literally if he loses this game, Elodin wins the series. So I get that. But I just think that at that point when your back is against the wall, both, not matchup-wise, because matchup-wise I think it's pretty fair. But in that regard, you just gotta pull the trigger sometimes. The problem is if he pulls the trigger here, you might lose to Infernape if he goes for close combat. So nice play. Nice play on HT's part. Calling it right. So you would think that Diancie would come out here. Because it ensures free rocks. As Reuniclus is forced to recover. You get in Blissey, you get up your own rocks. If Infernape doubles back again, that literally gains nothing for him. Alternatively, he could try and Calm Mind up on this, but I feel like that's not the play. Because the U-turn pressure and Dark Pulse pressure and Nidoking hits super hard, like things like that, I just think is the play. How's this game going? Wow, POTUS is down very many Pokemon. Looking like it might go 1-1. So Blissey comes out, rocks go back up. However, Blissey gets 2 turns of recovery and rocks up, so essentially it's going to be back at the same HP it was. Rocks still pressuring Hydreigon. Hydreigon has like three switches left, but on one of them, if it gets a KO, Arrow can just come in and revenge kill it. I wonder if if HT's gonna make the call. Like here's a hard turn, obviously. Another one that's actually really good too, which is why I think that knocking would have been great for. This is why I think that knocking would have been great for Crocodile in that turn, is because look at Earthquake and look at his team. Like, you would just be able to click it. I for sure always go for Calm Mind here. Don't go for all out pummeling if you have it. You go for Calm Mind. Diancie has to come in as a pivot. Yep. And you got to go for a second Calm Mind. Healbell's nice, but like you're now out of range of Hydreigon for sure, and you have all out pummeling for Aggron. So I think you just multiple Calm Mind up and go off misses from Diancie. So this is still like that was a play that obviously Elodin got right, but like, that's what I was going back to that knockoff play. Like had he knocked off Hydreigon with Rotom being dead and it also covered that double, you'd be able to spam Earthquake at this point, and you would pretty much pick up a KO or 2-hit KO whenever anything came out. Obviously Aggron eats it, but yeah, this Reuniclus is looking nasty. Because once it gets to +6, even though Heavy Slam's going to do a lot, obviously, All Out Pummeling will guarantee that KO. Dark Pulse will never KO, and Nidoking can't revenge kill it either. So you multiple Calm Mind up to ensure that Specs Hydreigon can't do crap. How's this game going? Looks like Schneider, SJ Schneider. Oh, he hacks him, okay. Another Calm Mind, free recover, get that guy full, out of range of a crit. You also stall out Diamond Storms, that way he's forced to go for Moonblast, which do a lot less. Obviously you're wasting recovers, but like a +4 Reuniclus in the face of these monsters, oof. We might see a U-turn from Hydreigon and not Dark Pulse, but no, there's no way he doesn't Dark Pulse. That did nothing. All Out Pummeling? Oh man, that's big. That's big, especially because that looks to be like, had he gotten off that, I'm sure he clicked All Out Pummeling there. You always click All Out Pummeling. You don't risk that threat. Like, you can deal with this because of Thunderbolt, but you can't deal with Hydreigon. That flinch is big. I'm sure All Out Pummeling was coming out. And again, going back to the Earthquake thing too. And nothing literally revenge killed this mon after it got the KO at 66%. Like, even Aggron has to curse to start doing damage, and +4 Psychic is 2 at KOing Aggron, I'm pretty sure. So, HT is forced to go for recover here. You hate to see him go out like that, man. You hate to see that happen. That was HT's win. Like, even after the Blissey play, like, he still set himself up for Calm Minds, because you can never risk Hydreigon at that point. If you go right for Focus Blast, it dies. And then you don't kill this thing. Yeah, you really hate to see that happen. Again, I have no bias. Both of them are my friends, but that's just so bad. Maybe he's going to try and recover off, though. I can respect that. He's still fighting back. The problem is Ape has no reason not to go for U-turn. I wonder if you make the Pursuit play here. I think you do. Yeah. Yep, that's fine. Because as long as you guarantee Hydreigon's gone, you still have... Hydreigon's gone. You still have potential with Reuniclus. So HT is definitely fighting back. He's doing what he got to do. Ape comes in and clicks U-turn. Goes out to Nidoking, which invites in Aerodactyl. Ape has to click Close Combat to KO that, and you get to recover with Reuniclus. But once Aerodactyl goes down, Nidoking just wins. Yeah, those two flinches were huge. Oh boy, Envy's at Oktoberfest, clean. This is a free U-turn. And I think you always go Nidoking, because that's the only thing that stops Reuniclus from doubling, from recovering. Close Combat is literally a choke. I mean, Elodin has to throw himself in order. He literally has to throw, I think, for him to come back. Flare Blitz is a good play too. Does it KO Aerodactyl? There's no way. Really? After rocks? 37? There's no way this KO's Arrow. If it's Roost Arrow, he can still come back too. I didn't even think about that. If it's Roost Arrow, he can come back. Because he still has All Up Pummeling to save it. You sack the ante here, yeah? On the Roost. You go Mag. Force to close combat, keeping Arrow alive. Maybe it wasn't Pursuit because it's Roost. I feel like he would be Pursuit though, because Combine Lottie. Maybe Crunch actually, because you have Scarf Croak too. But either way, Lottie's a problem. Aqua Tail. Maybe he's going off a miss. I think he had to go off that miss too. Like, I legitimately think that was his play too, because Ape doesn't KO. And the problem with Diamond Storm is Diamond Storm can get defense raises, which means that Aerodactyl will always be at not higher HP. Alright, Elodin smart. Not only is he getting back leftovers recovery, but he's throwing off the accurate move. Waiting for Aerodactyl to be at full. Not a special attack. Okay, how much did Diamond Storm do? Diamond Storm did 80. I think he still has to go off misses no matter what. So I think you Aqua Tail and then Roost instead of roosting first. Because the only thing that close combat is the only thing that can KO this Mon, right? That's gonna be tough, man. This is tough. Yep, you're going off the miss. We do see a Moonblast, and now we're gonna see more Roosts. This did 46%, so Roost a couple times in another one. Moonblast. You need more health, so you actually have to get every single play right. And Elodin's not giving up his positioning with Moonblast. Like, he's doing the right plays. I like Heal Bell support with Curse Mega Aggron. A lot. Oh, the Yu game started. Oh no, that's the other one. How is their game going? I'm just gonna skip for a bit. They started their Yu game too. Really cool teams, man. Virizion, oof, so anti-meta. And Blastoise too. Love it. Roost again. Moonblast. And this is where Elodin, I think, starts throwing off Diamond Storms. I don't think he has to Roost. Yep. Once he gets his defense raised, it's also over. Like, it's 50%. Yeah, 6. You can literally Diamond Storm for free. Even if Aerodactyl Roost on it, as long as you get the defense raised, it doesn't do a KO you. So, I think Elodin has this one wrapped up. Because what HT can try to do is sack Aerodactyl to get him Reuniclus to recover. However, Elodin goes literally hard Nidoking and clicks Sludge Wave, which does way too much to Reuniclus. Like, Reuniclus can't come on, recover, stall that, especially without leftovers. Goes for Edge. So I think, did HT figure out what he has to do? Nope. Because I understand him needing every single one of them alive. Yeah, he did. He figured it out. Okay, cool. So you go Reuniclus here, but you just go hard into Nidoking. And you click Sludge Wave. You don't have to click Earth Power because the only Magneton that's a threat is Specs, not Scarf. Scarf can't knock you out anyway. Hard Nidoking is literally the play. And that should wrap it up. Assuming he does go hard Nidoking. A Calm Mind won't change the game, right? There's no way that Nidoking doesn't KO even if you go for +1. Yeah, way too much damage. That part Nidoking's a play. There we go. We see a recover. Neutral does 50%. Okay, hold up. You recover stall up to full and you go for Calm Mind. No, you still die. 50 plus, what is it? What the hell? Oh, not bad. Well, it can still win. 50 plus 42. Yeah, low rolls. You recover stall up to full. And you try and Calm Mind from there. Once you get up to max HP, you go for Calm Mind and try and win. 61, my god, is that modest? Nope. Goes for Shattered Psyche. So that's, I think he just gave up. Infernape just clicks Flare Blitz and wins. Man, and he wasn't even all out pummeling. So he had to break through the flinches and click Flare Blitz, and click Dark Pulse, and click Focus Blast, and win. But wow, I really do think that obviously, had he gotten on out of there, like had he what's it called? Had he broken through that, I think he would have won the game for sure. Especially because a boosted Shattered Psyche is destroying Aggron still. And he literally cannot beat that Mon with either Infernape or anything. So, I mean, Elodin made the only plays he could. We're going to end it there, though. But I think Elodin, I think that's it, right? That's it, right? I believe so. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Elodin makes it. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Of course, if you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, my friends. That's it, right? That's what are the scores? I'm pretty sure it's 3-1 Elodin. Yeah, he won this one. My boy Big Billy won this one, right? This was like 54 turns. Yep. So that's it. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, my friends.